So, I recently became aware of a glitch that I didn't actually know existed a few years back called Theb boarding, because it's seemingly gotten a resurgence of being possible with a new method. But the supposed founders of this new method are only showing clips and sort of only teasing the fact that it's possible and not explaining it. So I'm going to show a clip from a streamer Crud's live stream from a few days ago.
I want to see something that's interesting. I want to see something really just strange. Oh, that's weird. Oh well. Can't explain that to anyone.
So as you saw, he did a Theb board on both a galleon and a sloop. And Crud says shortly after showing those two clips that those were indeed filmed a few days ago and not 3 years ago like the old method. But he says that he's not allowed to explain or can't explain those to anyone, which I just find a little weird. I don't see a reason in playing those clips if you're not going to talk about how they work. But as a few notes to take, you can see in this first clip that it's Sirsyorrz. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. Names are really hard for me. I dare you to try to pronounce my name correctly. But other than that, take note that he opens the escape menu, and as well as that, his mouse cursor goes off screen towards the top. And compared to the second clip where he just opens the chat and mouse cursor doesn't move at all. So taking it in game here now, after seeing those clips, I was pretty quickly able to figure out the new method behind this based on some similarities to a speedrun tech I used to use 5 years ago for a completely different game. It involves having your game in a windowed mode and initiating a context menu, which just ends up freezing the game and some programs. The easiest way to initiate that context menu, however, is not by right-clicking the top bar as I just did, but instead having your mouse cursor available in any way, so the radial, the escape menu, or the chat window, and hitting Alt plus space. That instantly brings it up, and after that you can just click on your game again and it goes straight back to normal. And that's really it. So, and also the hotkey to quick enter full screen and windowed mode is Alt Enter. So you can quickly switch between these in a situation where you think you want to try it. So I'm going to give this at least one attempt here. Probably not getting it, but I'll show a clip of a successful attempt if I don't. It is extremely wave dependent and luck dependent, so I don't expect to get it instantly. So bring it into windowed mode. As the boat gets close, chat open, alt space, click, and see, kind of got it there, but that's a pretty common outcome to see. But that's the basics of it. I will go on to the clip now. Same inputs as before. This is just a successful attempt. I really only wanted to show a successful attempt to solidify the fact that this is the method they're using, because in the clips they show, you don't actually get to see the context menu pop up. So that's how it's done. You can go ahead and go crazy with it. If you only came here for the glitch, you can leave now. At this point, I'm just going to ramble about small shit. To be completely clear, I think it's absolutely fine to abuse these kinds of glitches. My problem and reason for releasing this at all is because I think teasing this kind of thing without explaining how to actually do it is extremely dumb. Gatekeeping this kind of thing for yourself and your friends is absolutely cool. Just don't dangle the fact that it's possible in front of people for some kind of popularity. I've been sitting quiet in the background for the last 5 years finding my own glitches and never even talking about them outside of my friends who don't spread it. I actually wanted to do exactly what I'm doing now with this old stool glitch because I was noticing some similar things happening with it, and I had known about it since stools had literally been released. And this is the dated clip on this, actually 2 years ago yesterday. But I'll let that play out. Okay, good.
Ready to go?
I gotta sit. I'm just trying to get max distance. Alright. Go. I said alright.
Got it?
Yeah. That was basically the whole thing, but I was noticing people releasing videos of themselves in similar situations, and I think even one was actually this exact area. But they were releasing the fact that they could get in there, and they were doing it for weeks on end, just sort of content farming it, and I had a really big urge to release it publicly, because as I said, I had actually figured it out a few weeks after stools had been introduced to the game. I mentioned I was able to piece together how the new method for the glitch was performed based on some similarities to a speedrun trick I did a few years back, and the big reason behind that was the attempts that Crud was actually doing after showing those clips. So I'll just let that play out here.
Damn it.
So you can hear the key difference there is you hear 2 Windows error sound effects, and the reason that happens is if you start trying to do inputs before the menus actually close. This is just me spamming spacebar and then WASD and stuff. So that was a very clear indicator, and it actually used to happen very commonly when I was doing speedruns. So this is actually one of my speedruns where the Windows error sound effect and the technique actually come in play. In this game, the technique was called alt jumping for very obvious reasons. The alt jump increases the height of your actual jump by a double. But just a small nitpick that I realized was I feel like this new method of it should probably be called alt boarding instead of Theb boarding. I know it's very common to call these tricks after the people that found them or the supposed people that found them, but I think it makes a lot more sense to call this alt boarding. Again, very small nitpick. Lastly, I just wanted to talk about the UnknownCheats forum post that was made a few days ago, and is very likely the reason this method was rediscovered. So shoutouts to Guilty Strap, you are very likely the person that should be credited towards the entire discovery. You can see he describes here in the post that right-clicking the top bar of the game freezes it. The only thing he didn't know about was the hotkey to make this method extremely easy, and that's one of the points I was trying to make with the first clip of Sirsyorrz doing the board. You can see he hits escape and moves his mouse cursor off screen to the top, and that very clearly says he's right-clicking the top bar, which would likely lead to him having read this forum post. That's all I've got. I saw this as a decent reason to come back from my 5-year-old Super Swim glitch video. Hopefully I will never have to make another Sea of Thieves glitch video again, and I guess we will see if I get harassed by the people in the group that know about the glitch and probably wanted to use it for themselves only. Thanks for listening to my shit. See ya.